Today's one of those days, man. You grab that extra coffee because it's going to be a long one. But what a day. Get the Guardians in the afternoon. You get the Cavs at 7 o'clock. I will thank the NBA for the early time slot for today. And that'll give you plenty of time to sit on down, watch the draft tonight. I know the Browns don't have a pick. I don't expect them to have a pick tonight. Oh, boy, wouldn't that be fun if we somehow did. But nonetheless, what a day it is. Important across the board. Guards to get back on the track. Last night it is what it is. And tonight for the Cavs, an extremely pivotal Game 3. You can close this thing on out tonight. We know 3-1 in this town. We know where that can be. But nonetheless, go up 3-0 on the Magic. It's done. You're going to get your best shot from the Magic. Got plenty of Cavs to talk about. And still, you got to watch the draft tonight. I'm telling you, you got to watch. You got to see if Penix gets up there. You got to see if Ryan's guy, Ryan, I hope around midnight tonight that you're not upset that Ladd McConkey goes 32 overall to Kansas City
How
Chiefs.
long do you think the draft lasts?
It's going to go because it doesn't start till 8 o'clock.
Well, so I'll be in a car the whole time.
Oh, you're making
I'm
the trip
driving
tonight.
to Cincinnati.
Night.
Yeah, I'm going tonight so I can wake up there Friday.
What time are you leaving?
I'm leaving at. I'll get on the road. I got to go pick up my buddy who's driving with me, so I'll probably start the trip at 7:30.
Oh, yeah. You'll be close, buddy.
I'll get.
You'll be close.
I'll get to Cincinnati around 11.
All right, and you're driving the whole trip?
Yeah.
All right, just turn on the radio. You'll be able to listen to it.
And the Cavs game I got to listen to on the radio.
Oh, yeah, that's always the best. Shout out to Tim and Jim. They're the best. But still, it's going to be a fun night. You got to watch today as a Browns fan. I'm telling you, you do. There's some interesting things on what can drop a guy down to the Browns, who might go. It's the draft. There's still something about it. Of course, it's draft day, so Johnny Manziel was trending this morning, but we'll get to all that coming up. We got plenty of draft, plenty of Cavs, Guardians, boost, bracket, grid, time up, and the morning update. This is how you kick off your sports day right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. Hey, is Ryan Tyler. There will be an afternoon coffee in my future. I got to tell you, as I've gotten older with the kids, there's nothing like the 2:30 coffee. Gets you going right before the kids get home, right? Daughter's nap. It's all good, man. We're here. We're ready to go. Today is one of those days. As a sports fan, as a Cleveland sports fan, you got it all laid out in front of you, and what a day it's going to be. Now, that all being said, I want the Guardians to get a win tonight. I want Ladd McConkey to fall to the second round.
I think he will. I'm not saying 54.
We'll see. We'll see. But today, it's not wood, it's plastic. Best of luck over there. I don't see anything. Today is all about one thing, and that is the Cavs. I will trade everything. Ryan's going to find wood to knock it. This desk over here that I'm at is wood. I got you for you. It's a lot for Ladd McConkey, who is Ryan's guy. Ryan, I hate to tell you, I will pass up Ladd McConkey for the Cavs to go up 3-0.
No. No.
What do you mean?
Cavs can still win.
What are you talking about?
Cavs drop one tonight, they can still win.
Holy cow, you would trade Ladd McConkey for the Cavs to fall tonight. Right, they win tonight, they guarantee it.
They would still, I think they're still going to win even if they drop tonight.
That.
So yeah, I'll
Get
take the best of both worlds.
I would give up any draft pick for the Cavs to go
You're
up.
fried. For a first round pick.
That's an interesting poll question. But that will be one-sided.
Because I wouldn't do it if
Would you
I
rather
knew
have
losing
your
tonight meant the
dream
Cavs
prospect
lose.
at 54 or the Cavs fall tonight?
Just
I get
tonight,
where you're
just
coming,
falling tonight.
I get where you're coming
everybody
from.
would pick their draft prospect.
Here's the thing. I don't have, and this is why I say that, I don't have a guy for the Browns at 54 that I'm like, ride or die. And I like Malachi Corley. He's the guy that I've been circling a little bit more. I talked to some people on ESPN radio last night that were really high on Troy Franklin. I get all the names. I'm not like you with Ladd. As crazy as it sounds, because it's
I don't think anybody is.
Well, it's not even getting past tonight. Bro, you still have 20 picks. 20 picks that you got to get through tomorrow for him to not come off the board if the Browns don't move up. So I'm not telling you, I'm all for people chasing their dreams. It's kind of why I'm still doing what I'm doing. You chase your dreams, all right? You're after it. I'm all for it. You might have to let that one go. But we'll find out tonight. Because if he goes at 12:30 to the Kansas City Chiefs, Ryan's going to cry himself to sleep tomorrow in Cincinnati. But
I'm just saying, if that happens, then everybody will, because they're going to do a three-peat.
You're that high on your guy, Ladd McConkey.
Dude, it's Marvin Harrison and then Ladd.
Wow. What a shot to Roma Dunze. to Malik Neighbors. But Ryan really likes him some Lad. I like myself some Cavs for tonight. Listen, Ryan, I'm not painting you out that you want the Cavs to lose. We all want them to win tonight. I get it. Ryan saying he'd rather have Lad. And the thing about the game tonight, which is actually
For
a perfect
one loss, absolutely.
That's the thing. It's a perfect segue to, like, do you feel like tonight is the must win? And what I mean about the must win is this will tell, like, you're going to get Orlando's best shot tonight. They're back at home. They have a much better home record. You know, I saw some tweets this morning about the Cavs fans and how loud Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse was. If they're going to bring that energy down there in Orlando tonight. And the Magic are sitting there with their backs against the wall because they know they fall down 3-0, it's over. And that's why I do view tonight as the clinch-out game, as the closeout game. But I also understand that this is going to be Orlando, I don't want to say tricking it up, but Ryan, very clearly what they've been doing has not been working. They've not led in 2 games. I think that trend will end tonight. And we'll get to our boost later. I think this might be more of an offensive type of game for the Magic, which would then in turn make it a more offensive game for the Cavs. We knew going into this series, Orlando was going to try to make it messy. They were going to try to make this a defensive game, force a lot of turnovers. Now, they have been forcing turnovers, but the Cavs have been able to overcome that. Tonight, I expect Orlando to be able to actually score. And that's not even necessarily a shot at the Cavs defense, who's been stellar. Can I get you some Jared Allen stats in a little bit about how good he's been in this series? Hold on to that. But I think Orlando, just being at home, it's going to lean itself towards more offense. But here's my confidence on the Cavs. I trust their offense to then match pace or outpace the Magic. That is the recipe success for the Cavs. That is going to be the recipe for success. You got to play strong defense, sure, but this should be an offensive-led team. There were times, and last year specifically, the Cavs defense was one of the best in the NBA. You've made the turn this offseason and how you've played this year to say we need to be an offensive-minded team. Now, I don't know if you need to be the Pacers who put up a lot of points and then don't defend anybody, but with the players on this team, you should be an offensive-first team. And that's what Jared Allen, who's been amazing. That's what Evan Mobley, who's one of the better defenders down there. I get it. I've got Donovan Mitchell who should fill it up. I've got Max Strus that should be able to fill it up. I've got Darius Garland who should be able to shoot. And really, again, the evolution of Evan Mobley. Wait till our boost for tonight for him, man. I love our boost for Evan Mobley tonight. You expect more offense. So that is really what I'm watching for tonight when you think about the Cavs and the Magic. Then the pressure that is inherently going to be on the Magic, I want to see how the Cavs handle this pressure. They're now the chased. They are now the team that is the better team, that's out to the lead. How do they handle that? Because they're going to make a move. You know the Magic are going to have some little twist tonight. And I don't know what it is. We'll see what Jamal Mosley's got queued up for them. What's the Cavs twist? How are the Cavs going to handle this? Are they going to be able to get out to a lead early, as they've done in the first 2 games, and bury them? I don't know. Like, through the 2 games, it's another kind of thing, a trend that I've had over the first 2 games, or I don't know if you feel the same. These leads feel bigger than they are. Like, you have an 8-point lead, it sometimes feels like 15. And I think that's because Orlando has been struggling on offense, where if they were lighting it up, if they were shooting like Miami was last night, oh boy, you would feel that that lead is closer because in 2 seconds they could hit some shots, they could score 3 straight possessions, and they're right back in the game. You don't feel that, mostly because of Orlando's offense. So even the leads the Cavs have been out to, they've been nice, but they feel bigger than they actually are. So when I think about where the Cavs are going to start out tonight, because you know Orlando's going to want to come out of the gate. I would imagine that's been something that's been talked about. They haven't even led once in these 2 games so far. First quarter is something, I'm not going to say the first quarter will tell you the story, because I think tonight's going to be a close game. I think tonight's going to be a close game. But I also expect offense tonight as a little bit of a turn of what we had in the first 2 games. I mentioned some Jared Allen stats because I was poking through ESPN this morning. This is from ESPN Stats and Info. Allen is averaging 13 defensive boards against the Magic per game, while also holding them to just 4 out of 12 shooting when he's within 10 feet as the contested defender. So 4 out of 12. You mix in the stats that we've been talking about, Evan Mobley locking down Paolo Banchero, and all this kind of leads back to the Cavs being able to get another win tonight. I do expect Orlando to show up a little bit better tonight. I don't know, right? Do you feel like this is going to be a better version of the Orlando Magic tonight? Because you would say they're back home, but then the pressure, they're going to have to play perfect tonight. They've got to play perfect tonight, and that's a lot to put on a young team.
Yeah, I mean, if they even want a chance in this game, they have to be better. I mean, I assume they will be, and they were pretty abysmal offensively at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse.
So just
you have to score, 90 points?
I don't know what they do sometimes on offense.
Yeah, it makes you wonder how they got, 46 wins in the regular season, but I guess that's maybe a tribute to the East, how down it's been this year. But, I mean, to talk about Jared Allen, Matt, I could listen to an argument that he's been the best player so far in the playoffs for the Cavs.
Oh, wow. That's a good take.
I understand that Donovan Mitchell has been the leader in points, and it's going to be that way. But in terms of both offensive and defensive efficiency and the rebounds, because the rebounds were the thorn in our side against the Knicks, no question about it, I could listen that he's been the best Cavs player in these first 2 games.
I get kind of where you're coming from, because Mitchell has been scoring. Sure, these aren't 140 to 130 games. Those are the ones that you would look at offense when you're scoring up a lot of points and you say, okay, it's to that. When it is a defensive game, which has been the first 2, you lean towards guys that are playing a lot of the defense. And I'm not saying that Mitchell and Garland and all those guys aren't, but you look at the best defender on this team. And yeah, it could be Evan Mobley. You're probably going Jared Allen, though. So I understand where you're leaning on that with Allen. His game tonight, the offensive side has been solid for those guys. Again, I'm beaming offense for tonight. I just feel like it's got to be it. The over-under is 199.
I'm feeling a Donovan 40 piece.
I could listen to that. Oh, maybe we need to change our boost. We need to change our boost. We only had 25 for Mitchell. We'll get to that a little bit later. I wanted to ask you, do you think the Magic have over or underwhelmed you through 2 games? It's just 2. They were on the road. But to your point, you look at them and you're like, And you're right. The East was kind of jumbled. The East was obviously the Celtics ran away. Who would have ever thought, by the way, that the Heat would be tied 1-1? That would be one of the series. Not the Knicks and the 76ers. And not the Cavs Magic. It's that series that's 1-1. And I'm a little shocked that the Pacers and Bucks are 1-1, but without Giannis, I think all bets are off there. But the fact that I don't know what the bet would have been, that you would have ever told me that the Celtics Heat series would be closer at any point than the Cavs Magic or the 76ers Knicks. I don't know if I would have ever believed you if you had told me that.
Things still have to play out, of course, but
I don't know, man. Some of those series might be over.
I'm just saying on my drive here, I was thinking, I was like, man, those people that were down on the Cavs for picking their matchup, they look a little silly, I think.
Oh, sure, it worked out that way. And yeah, that's revisionist history about losing that last game. And I don't know if you'd be having the same thing with Philly, but you avoided a Philly team that, again, bro, I just Embiid. And we'll get to those games tonight, right there and tonight, right? What do we got tonight? I know we got Lakers, Nuggets. What's the middle game?
Sixers, Heat.
Sixers,
Knicks. Sorry.
Sixers, Knicks. That's the middle one. Dude, Embiid does not look like himself. So maybe you avoided them for no reason. But again, the situation that you're in, the matchup that you have with Orlando, it's all out there tonight. It's all out there tonight. You don't need me to tell you. You go up 3-0. It's all but a cinch. So we'll get back into the NBA a little bit later. I want to go around. We'll take a look at some of those games later. We'll take a look at last night's game certainly as well, and we'll talk some more Cavs. But it is draft day. It is so beautiful. My brother-in-law has a tradition, Ryan. He watches draft day the night before the draft every year. Watched it last night.
Pretty popular tradition.
I think so for a lot of people.
You know what I watched last night?
What'd you watch last night?
The first episode of Hard Knocks 2018 Browns.
You know I'm in Hard Knocks?
Are you?
They used my voiceover.
Man, I saw Mary Kay like 20 times.
Oh, you'll see me with a beautiful mustache at some point.
Okay.
Oh,
what episode? Because I only watched the first one.
Was it? Oh, no, that might have been Inside the Browns. I actually don't think I'm in the background in some shots in Hard Knocks, but there's an episode later that they use my voiceover.
Okay.
They took audio from us over at the radio station, and it is clearly my voice on HBO.
Okay.
Waiting for my check.
Where's the residuals?
I get nothing. I don't know. So when you get to it, let me know.
All right.
That Hard Knocks was a lot of fun, though. That was cool to be. I don't know if I need him back. Like, that was just the perfect storm of everything going on, but it was a lot of fun. So we're ready to go tonight for the draft. And again, the Browns don't have a pick. They're not going to be making a pick tonight. There's no point in that. You got to watch to see how everything else plays out. And it's a lot of fun. I don't know, because I thought about a question for this too. Are you even interested in the draft tonight? Like, what is your temperature for the draft tonight? Me, I can't get enough of it. I'll be tuned in. I'll be going back and forth. I'll probably have that on my iPad, watching the Cavs on the TV. I'm excited to watch the draft. It's a little bit of, the importance to the Browns of who falls through and who might drop back. But the other thing, you want to watch trends. You want to watch runs. Every draft, Ryan, there's a run. Sometimes it's the first quarterback, and not this situation because the first pick is going to be the quarterback. But what is New England going to do? What's going to happen with J.J. McCarthy? That all impacts the Browns. The Browns will be impacted. I don't want the Steelers picking some good player. I don't want somebody falling to the Bengals. Yeah, I'm talking to you guys. Rapine, Bengalorian, Drew.
They're in the market for a DN now.
You're going to need one now. We got to talk about that.
I've seen Jared Verse go now.
Yeah, I've seen that. We'll talk about that. There's a lot of interest for the Browns tonight on not just what the opponents do, but again, where you're going to have guys fall into that second round. What the Browns do tomorrow, the nice thing is that they get to go to bed tonight or probably stay up actually really early and try to make some calls and see who players are going to fall through. I can't get enough of the draft, though. I really can't. The question is, without that first-round pick, are you still as invested? And I'm sure a lot of our fans and a lot of people watching this morning, you're going to be more focused on the Cavs. I know I will be, certainly, but I'm going to see how it goes. I'm going to see how this runs through, and even some of the other teams. You know, if New England takes a quarterback, I don't want to see them return to prominence. I don't want to see some of these teams in the AFC. As much as I might think J.J. McCarthy isn't good, I'd rather him go to Minnesota. I don't want him to turn out good and be in Denver. It's one of those things that is stacked as the AFC is, as so good the AFC is. I don't want them picking good players. That's not petty. If it is, I don't really care. I don't want them picking good players. So I'm going to be very invested tonight. Then the other questions on exactly how the draft plays out of the interest, dude. The swirls, again, about Drake May, about J.J. McCarthy, the receivers, all this stuff, these trades. And it's all getting hot and heavy this morning, certainly, right? The Chargers, no shock. They want Joe Alt. Are they going to take him at 5? Are they going to trade back? All that posturing, all that fun. I do miss it. I do miss having the first-round picks. So many mocks that I want to click on, but oh, wait, they're only first-round mocks, and I can't see what the Browns are going to do. We'll do our draft simulator later in the show. We get to do one tomorrow. That'll be fun because tomorrow will be more apt of we know who's been picked. But I miss it. You know, it's a little different, but the excitement is still there for me, Ryan, tonight. It's the draft. I get up for it. It's one of the biggest days on the sports calendar. I can't not watch it. I'm really excited for it tonight.
Oh yeah, I'll be tuned in. I mean, obviously, I said I'll be driving, so I'm gonna have to
keep your eyes on the road.
I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have the Cavs on the radio, of course, and then my buddy will probably pull up the draft on his phone.
All you need is him going, "Oh, hey, this team took this person." Right?
I love sitting there and calling my shot on who's getting picked here, who's getting picked there. Be my own little Mel Kiper, if you will. So I'll be definitely super locked in. I think it's one of the best days of the year.
It's also funny when you get I know it's more the NBA draft where they yelled at Woj and Shams for tipping picks.
That's so annoying.
You don't like it?
I hate it.
You know, I'm feeling very strongly that this team, they can't say it anymore.
I hate that I know Caleb Williams is going 1.
Dude, no, he's going 1. Really? You don't like that?
No, why would I?
I mean, the excitement is once he's picked, then we all know Jaden Daniels is going 2, right? There's no question on that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not to the insiders, there isn't, I guess.
No, so then again, 3, then the draft really starts at 3. I don't know. I enjoy it. The production. The only thing is, you talked about the late night that it's going to be. Sometimes you got to make these picks. Let's go. They wait even later into the draft. They wait until their time is near out. It's like, put the damn card in.
Do you think they're going to finally stop with the stupid graphics? Oh, this player's mother died when he was 4.
No.
This player's mother or this player's father abandoned him when he was 3.
No, it's more about.
But they'd be doing the most with those.
Well, that's the thing.
I get it because it's emotional appeal, these narratives that people get drawn. But it's it's a little overdrawn.
Because there's the draft fans that are watching film on Malik Neighbors and know he's really good and want to see where he's want to go and the excitement of the team. They're creating the story for the average person that knows nothing of football. And they create this story about this player overcoming these things, or they had a heart defect when they were a kid, or this or that. they want to create those kind of stories. And
but they do the most.
They were over the top.
This dude's brother's addicted to crack.
Like 2 years ago was probably the worst. And I get that it's on. Is it on ABC tonight too? I know it's on ESPN. I know it's on NFL Network. The worst. It was even worse on ABC because ABC was taking the non-sports angle to it, and that's where they tried to come up with all these other stories. The other thing that's interesting about Detroit for tonight, bro, you know there's only 13 prospects there? There's only 13 guys there. And I think that has a lot to do with they don't want to be the Aaron Rodgers, Brady Quinn, sitting there with the camera in their face every 5 minutes waiting for their pick to come up and they don't get picked. Most guys like, you know what, I'll stay at home. And do you know that some of those guys, they'd make money by staying at home? Because they'd have sponsors or they'd have people, the branding and all that. One of my favorite things, and I actually, back at my prior stop, I was on a list email chain from a guy that would put out, not fake odds, but you know, Bet Online. They would put out crazy odds and props. And some of them for the draft was, how many dogs do you think you will see over the first round? 2? It's like set at 2.5, where somebody's sitting in their living room and their dog walks by. How many cats do you see? Will somebody fall? Will somebody, cry? Who do they think? There are props out there. Who will Caleb Williams thank first in his draft presser? Like as soon as they get him off the stage, and is Susie Colbert still with ESPN? Sorry.
I don't know.
Whoever it is doing the interviews, who does he thank first? His teammates, God.
It's going to be God.
His family.
It's always God.
Yeah, not always. Sometimes they think the fans. Who will pick up Roger Goodell first? You know, that was told. Danny Shelton, like Barra. They have told these probably don't pick him up. Don't pick him up. You can hug him, but don't pick him up. And obviously Raj sitting there. I go back to remember when he was in the COVID and he's sitting in that armchair.
Yeah.
COVID was a crazy time. COVID draft was a crazy time. But we're back tonight. It's exciting to watch. And really the excitement that some Browns fans have of zeroing in. And we've talked so much this offseason, wide receiver and D-tackle, and we've run through the names. There's an excitement for that to come to fruition now. Because no matter what, for the Browns tomorrow, I'm going to ask them to take a starting player. And you're saying, well, Matt, it's second round. Of course you would say that. The excitement is where? And I am not going to be able to help myself when they make that pick tomorrow night, when Ryan and I come back Monday morning. What does that pick indicate to me? What does that pick say? Andrew Berry always said he approaches the draft as an expansion team and trying to find the best players. And that's how you've gotten guys like MJ Emerson. Did they really need a corner when they drafted him? No, but they viewed him as the best player, and now he truly is one of your better players on defense. That kind of works out. So that checks some boxes. But the excitement about, like, if it's a receiver, what does that say about Amari Cooper? If it's a D-tackle, if it's all these things, I just finally want to see what they're planning and what they want to do. And the problem is you got to sit there and wait for 53 picks to go. 53 players are going to be gone before the Browns pick. Then we get into the trade discussions. We get into, do you think they're going to move up or potentially move back? Greg Newsome, other players? I don't know. The vibe that I am getting is that there was a point I was feeling a trade, for the Browns, like moving up or moving back. I've kind of cooled on that. And you don't know how the board plays. Again, we'll go back to your guy, Ladd. He starts slipping to the 40s, which I don't think is going to happen. The Browns feel like they need to make a move. They can go up. You got to see how that plays out. So I'd be lying to you if I told you I really knew what they were going to do tomorrow, because the Browns don't know what they're going to do tomorrow. They got a bunch of contingency plans. They have contingency plans to move up in the draft tonight. And I'll tell you this, dude, as many drafts as I've covered in Berea, I'll tell you this. There were years that they told the media, don't even show up. Don't even bother showing up. So that tells you that it is on the furthest back burner that you could even imagine of them trading up. Now, the difference is they actually have future capital. Those were in a couple of years that they had nothing to trade to get up to the first round. This is different. You do have a one next year. Now, there's some people that have a heart attack if they traded away one again next year, but at least you do have some future assets. It's a remote possibility. But to that point, I don't think anybody's going to Berea tonight because Andrew Berry's going to be sitting on back and probably just letting the draft play out and you get ready to go for tomorrow. But tonight is still very important. Tonight is still very exciting and very important for the other teams that you're going to watch, seeing some of these players that are going to slip on down and figuring out how it plays out. Now, that being said, we already got some good news for the Cleveland Browns and one of their opponents, Cincinnati Bengals. Comes out yesterday. We know T. Higgins has been disgruntled, but now Trey Hendrickson wants out. All right, man. I'm all for that. The thing is, and I know I've seen this morning because I know Drew and Bangalorian were retweeting some of these things, where it's easy to jump on the Brown family's cheap or they don't have a lot of money. That's not necessarily the case, right? You still have a salary cap. We talk about the Haslam's having liquid cash to be able to do restructures and things like that. But they are like every single NFL team. They feel the squeeze of a quarterback that got a deal. The difference is the Browns are the outliers on the fact that they have a quarterback on a franchise quarterback deal and they haven't necessarily felt the squeeze. I'm not saying that it's not been easy for Andrew Berry and you've had to let maybe some players go, but somehow, miraculously, he has made it work to this point. Doesn't mean it's always going to be that way, and it doesn't mean that you can sign everybody. But the fact that the Browns are the outlier. Most teams have to operate like the Bengals. You give Joe Burrow a massive contract, somebody's going to have to get cut. Now, that being said, there's a hot take. Is Trey Hendrickson that good? I mean, seriously. I mean, okay, the stats will tell you over the last 5 odd some years that he's up there with TJ and Miles and Micah Parsons and pressures and sacks. We see the Bengals as much as anybody. And I've seen some plays from Trey Hendrickson. Bro, he is still a light year away from Myles Garrett.
It's not,
there is no world that I put Trey Hendrickson up with the elite guys that I just mentioned. I'd let him go. And I'm sure he's worth more than $12 million, which is what he's asking for. And you don't, it sets a precedent when teams give in to trade requests. If I'm the Bengals, like, all right, go ahead. Now, you think about all the other players they've had to let go and where they've built it up. T. Higgins, I'm going, bro, you're staying here. I'm sorry, we need you here. Trey Hendrickson, though, I'm like, yeah, that's just me. That's just how I view on it. Maybe we should ask our Cincinnati guys my views on Trey Hendrickson. I could be completely wrong on that. But that's one that I was like, yeah, go ahead, let him go. Go ahead, let him go. Now, you might have pressure because it's the draft. Maybe you can make some sort of move now. Again, the interest for tonight is swirling with all that. But dysfunction, go ahead, let that happen, man. Well, let that happen in Cincinnati. Let them figure that on out. And again, it's not just because they're maybe don't have the money. Got to work the salary cap. And maybe we take it for granted how well Andrew Berry works the salary cap. He's making good picks, and he's a salary cap wizard. What more could you want in a GM? What more could you want? They've got in a really good spot. You could be Cincinnati. You could have Myles Garrett sitting there saying, I want out. You could have Amari Cooper saying, I want out. You don't have that with the Cleveland Browns. The right guys are paid up. You're working the cap. Thank God. Thank God. And it's not a shot at Bill Tobin or anybody down there in Cincinnati, but seeing some of those issues, that's what happens. That's what happens when you pay a star quarterback. And eventually there could be a world where they got to go to Joe Burrow and go, dude, you might have to start taking some salary cuts here to pull the Tom Brady. And they didn't like that. Nobody liked Tom Brady doing what he was doing. The rest of the quarterbacks say, you're making us look bad. The rest of the teams, or all the players, PA hated him for that. But sometimes you're going to have to do that to keep the band together. Cincinnati, I'm all for chaos because, bro, I think right now they'd be my favorite to win the division this year.
Yeah.
So any more little bit that they got going on down there, any more that can screw that up, I'm all for it.
But, it's just crazy. It shows how instantly things can change because I know from listening to Enter the Jungle and Big Play Cincy Show, they were all up on drafting a defensive tackle. But now you're looking at it as, what do we do? Because, Trey Hendrickson, if he leaves, I believe it's Byron Murphy is their other D end. Is Myles Murphy in the draft?
No, other way around. Myles Murphy's already there.
Yeah, okay, that's
and
it.
Byron Murphy is
because
in
they were
this
looking
draft.
at Byron Murphy, but now the fact that they have a second-year edge rusher, they don't have really any depth there, a backup for Trey Hendrickson. So now I saw in a mock this morning the first time the Bengals taking a D-end. I mentioned Jared Verse earlier, but it's crazy. It just goes to show how quick that can change. But I'm all for everything chaotic going to the Bengals. I love it. I know a lot of people, it's the Steelers they hate the most in the AFC North. I know you, Matt, it's the Ravens, right? And I mentioned for me, it's the Bengals. So I'm all for the chaos happening down there in Cincinnati.
I'm for it. All right, Guardians yesterday. okay, fine. You know what I mean? Like
people on Twitter, man.
Oh no, they're not real. They can't be real. How can you get that pissed over one
I know.
game?
It's like they're leading the majors in wins. They're gonna
run differential is now number 1 for us. Even with giving up 8 runs yesterday.
It's an 162 game season. They're allowed to have a bad game.
So the issue is now you got the bad Gavin Williams news. He had to get an injection. He shut back down for 7 days. Like elbows, man. Like that's
whatever. Just please.
I hope
let him get 100%.
I hope. I don't read much into that game. It was brutally cold. You know, yesterday. I mean, we live in Ohio. If you're watching here from Ohio, you know, you go through it, and it's that bitter cold. It's like that piercing kind of cold. That was yesterday. It was clear. Well, I guess it wasn't really that clear, but still, it was like that piercing kind of cold. That's crap ass baseball weather. Nobody want to play in that. Okay, you got roughed up a little bit. You saw Vogt do the right thing, wave the white flag, don't burn your bullpen any more than you did. You get back after today at 1 o'clock. Guardians are still in a really good spot. I don't want to read too much into that game. Your bats were cold on a freezing freaking cold night. It happens.
And they were still hitting some balls pretty well. Those first 3 innings, I was like looking up. I was ready to look up the record in a game for most flyouts because they were hitting it to the warning track.
I know. Well, the
balls just weren't getting out.
And that's the thing. They just weren't finding hits yesterday. Not really that concerned. We're going to do a Cavs boost for tonight very clearly because obviously it's a big game tonight. But the Guardians are in action 1 o'clock today. Just get back on the horse. That's all I ask for. You got Tristan on the hill. Again, every time he pitches, I'm just waiting for the I have this fear.
Don't put it in the ethos.
I don't even want to do it. That he throws it and then he just looks to the dugout and he come on out, and I'm gonna have a heart attack. I'm gonna lose it. So Mackenzie, get after it today. Get a win. Finish this on out. You should be just fine. So again, what a day. We kick it off right into the Guardians, right into the Cavs in the draft. We got you covered, taking you up to 11 o'clock. All right, I want to dive back into the Cavs. Started with the Cavs, got more with them as they get ready to take on Orlando tonight in Game 3 down there on the road. What does that say about the Cavs going into a situation on the road to try to put it away? We'll discuss that. Also, who are you watching tonight? For the Cavs, maybe outside of Donovan Mitchell, who are you feeling for a big night for the Cavs tonight? We got that. We'll get back into the draft as well. Grid, bracket, morning update, all for you right here on Big Play. Folks, Tipico is where it's at. Nice little 2-leg for me last night. I told you Heat plus 15. We'll go around the NBA too. Heat plus 15. And then OKC minus 7.5. I mean, that was a slam. I should have come back on that one and doubled it on down. Folks, Tipico's where it's at. Best cashback reward system in the industry. They gave out $1 million worth of cashback rewards just last month. And you get those rewards by just placing normal bets. And I want to make that clear too. I love the boosts. I love what I do with the boosts, what we do, what Tipico has there. But to get the rewards, don't you feel like sometimes on other books that it's got to be, you got to place this crazy harebrained thing or place this weird parlay or every dollar within a parameter. It's got to be certain minus 200, which isn't anything crazy. But almost every bet you're going to place, you're going to get that cash back. There's nothing crazy that you got to get after to get your cash back. And it gets right back into your account. It's not a game of, you get this token, then you can cash it in over here. You can just, what do you want? Cashback rewards. What do I want? Cashback rewards. It's that easy with Tipico, folks. You haven't signed up yet, download the app. Use the code Fontana100 when you sign up. Deposit and bet $25 on whatever game you want. As soon as that game ends, $100 in your bet credits. Right there. Terms and conditions apply. New customers only. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. It's the best app out there. I'm telling you, it's so great. The boosts, the parlays, every sport is in there. You're getting going. I love it. And then the imperfect parlay, which we love so much. You don't even have to hit all your parlays. You want to hit 6 out of your 8? You want to hit 7 out of 10? There's still a way for you to cash. Even tonight, Ryan. Even tonight. Can you indulge me for just a second here? And we'll run through our actual picks for tonight. But I'm just going to shot out of a cannon real quick. Because sometimes those are the best bets to make when just how you feeling, okay? Basketball, NBA. 3 games tonight. Let's take Cavs money line. Let's take Knicks plus 5.5. And I will take the Nuggets to win outright. 3-leg parlay, just straight, is $672. I just want 2 of those to hit, Ryan. That's 105. Minus 105. You're almost even money. $10 would mean $9.60. 40 cents short of even money on that. I just need 2 out of 3.
Lakers winning tonight, by the way.
Okay, so that's good. I'm on the imperfect because then I would just put all my things there on the Knicks and the Cavs. And I just shot out of a cannon on that one, but still. You could do that. Dude, 6, 7, 8 legs, doesn't matter. Imperfect parlay is where it's at with Typical. All right, let's catch a break. When we come back, got more Cavs we want to dive into. We'll also take a look around the NBA. Comes your way next. Fontana Show, right here on Big Play.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just, that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. You saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
How does an Ohioan build the perfect parlay?
Who's got something? Big guys looking for long odds. The kids in Columbus are covering better than anyone, and at even odds. If it's even, I'm leaving. Listen, our championship DVD starts today, all right? Dude, I just got an invite to a Cincy playoff watch party. Shut up. Cincy, State, Cleveland, the perfect parlay. I'm a genius.
For the best odds on Ohio sports, bet with your cojones.
It is Spanish, dummy.
Bet with Typical Sportsbook.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
All right, welcome back. Fontana Show right here on Big Play, streaming live. We're up on Twitter. You can follow us on YouTube as well. Twitch at Matt Fontana Show. Also check out the IG when you can up there on Instagram. Getting ready to go. Cavs tonight. Let's go. Ryan, who are you looking at tonight for the Cavs? So we know Donovan Mitchell has been pacing the Cavs to scoring. This has been such a defensive series. Bro, I think I'm smelling offense tonight. I get hooked on any under 200, and the easy slam would be the over. I do expect a little bit of offense tonight. So the question is, who do you think is going to show up and be able to shoot it tonight?
Well, if it's going to be an offensive game and we're going to need the Cavs to match that, then I got to look at Max Strus. He's been struggling beyond the arc lately, but he has been getting rebounds. I think 9 rebounds the last 2 games against the Magic, which has been absolutely huge because I remember if you go back to that Knicks series, you know who was doing that as a guard? Josh Hart. Flip it over. He's been doing really well at that, but we need him to start shooting better, especially if we're going to get matched up with the Celtics. We know we're going to need all the offensive firepower, so I want to see him get cooking here before we go to round 2.
You know, I think about Darius Garland, who shot so well in that second game. I want a little of that carryover. I'd like to see him kind of get back to that form where it's obvious the Cavs' best is when Mitchell's bringing the ball up the court. Darius Garland can play off ball, and he can get his shots up. So the fact that the shots started going there for Garland, I think really helped his momentum, you know, what they can do for the offense as well. But I'm really excited tonight to see some of the big guys. And that's Could this be an Evan Mobley breakout kind of game? Could be.
Potentially.
I listened to it. The Cavs have so many offensive weapons. That is where the difference has got to be made. And for tonight, talking about going down to Orlando, Ryan, are you nervous about them going on the road? This is still a young team. And I was thinking about that when I was going through. I'm like, all right, who's going to step up? Mitchell and all that kind of stuff. We sometimes forget this is still a young team that is now going on the road. And you felt comfortable at home. You felt comfortable beating this team, but now you're on the road. And I'm not saying Orlando is the best, fan base in the world. I'd be a little worried if you're going to Miami. Like, you're going to Orlando. They're hyped because they haven't been in the playoffs in a while. I'm sure it's still going to be a playoff atmosphere. I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't a little concerned about the Cavs going on the road tonight.
I mean, you have to be a little concerned given the history of last year, obviously, but it's not a Madison Square Garden. It's not a TD Garden. But, I mean, yeah, a little bit worried, but at the same time, they've shown through these first two games they're clearly the better team, and I think it'll translate to the road no problem in Orlando.
And then you also worry a little bit about that, like, the pressure on the Cavs to try to sweep this out. You try to get a little bit of rest and all that kind of stuff. But just the chain, like, I don't know, man. I just can't get away from the fact, like, we're going on the road. And you mentioned it last year. You have that bad taste in your mouth. And that obviously started with bad games at home. So I hope they can erase that. But tonight, I mean, very clearly is the last gasp here for the Magic.
I wanted to ask you this, Matt. Let's say the Cavs sweep, okay?
Okay.
Let's say we play Boston in the second round and we win 2 games. I know we talked about JB, and we already think he has the kiss of death.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that could possibly get removed?
I mean, here's the thing.
It's a tough question.
And I have always been a JB fan and a defender of his. But I said I crossed that line, and I don't think there's any going back. Now, they beat the Celtics, which may be how you watched last night, which we'll get to around the NBA in a couple of minutes here, maybe is more realistic than you thought.
I don't see how you could if they go to the ECF.
You go to the Eastern Conference Finals, JB Bickerstaff's coming back. That's just a fact. Outside of that, I don't know. I always say this. When you want to fire a coach, you want to trade a player away, that's fine. Who's replacing them? Who are you getting to come in and take this job? Because the Cavs are built and primed and ready to go. I know there's going to be changes on the roster this offseason that are staring down the barrel. You don't want, if you don't have to add a coaching search to that, you don't want to. The thing is, I hate doing this. On the JB meter, right? The JB meter. I still think it's leaning towards letting him go. So you would then, if nothing changes, you're still leaning that way, right? What you need is something to flip you back the other way. And I would very much open the door and hope for that to flip it back the other way. The thing is, I still think you're leaning the other way. And that's going to take some stones and some resolve there from Kobe Altman. Because, bro, there were people up in arms, even when the Cavs were playing well, that were just out on JB Bickerstaff. I was a fan, and I flipped to the other side. I saw so many things that I was like, damn it. Now, you could also tell me playoffs matter more. They do very clearly. This is the more important season. The NBA playoffs are like a completely brand new season. And so far, the Cavs are playing really well. I got to see it play out. I do. And you're right. You go to the Eastern Conference Finals, you beat the Celtics. Yeah, JB Bickerstaff's coming back. You win 2 games. It's scrappy. I don't know, man. I don't know.
What about a game 7 you lose on a buzzer beater?
Maybe we're having a tougher conversation. Dude, honestly, the other thing. Would you not go to the players and, like, what do you think? In the NFL, I don't think that works. In baseball, I do think that works. In basketball,
I think you certainly have to at least ask what Donovan Mitchell thinks.
Mitchell, you do. You have to. You have to. On what his future is going to be here. That's a tough question to ask a guy, too, before he signs a contract. Donovan Mitchell's not signing a deal before he knows who the head coach of the Cavs are moving forward. And I know that there's been a lot of vocal support from the team for JB. And again, I think I'm a good person to have this conversation. I like JB Bickerstaff. I don't actually want him to go. The problem is I've crossed the line And I can't, just some of those games. That Friday night against the Hornets, wasn't a Friday, and he gets done with the game, and he goes, we didn't give good effort tonight. Against the Hornets. The choke 20-point job against the Clippers. Those still stick with me. And if you want to tell me, because it's also the same thing with the Cavs, and even something that'll happen tonight, there has to be an overcoming of obstacles and overcoming the things, like the biggest knock against this team. What was the biggest knock? Okay, physicality and mentality. Check that off. I've loved the physicality, and I think the Cavs are in the right mental place with this team. Now, going on the road in the playoffs, tonight is a good opportunity to reaffirm what I'm seeing. The knock on JB, though, it's not necessarily an X's and O's thing. It was a physical, mental mindset type thing of what he was doing. So if I said they already checked that off the box, well, then you would have to say, oh, he checked that off with JB Bickerstaff. You checked off the biggest knock against JB. Why would you not keep him around? My ultimate goal is to always win a championship. And there are players that come and go, and there's coaches that come and go. That's more on Kobe Altman to make. I tell you, I don't envy that decision, because that could be the decision on winning a championship or not. And I'm not talking about just firing him. What if the right decision is to keep him? That's what I'm getting at. What if JB, like this team, took his lumps, learned from them, and is better out the other side? Now would not be the time to discard that. You've gone through all the hell. Why would you go to him now? The ultimate question is, do you see yourself winning a championship with JB Bickerstaff? And yes, Donovan Mitchell, and if Garland is here and Mobley out, right, do you have the players? Don't forget that too. But who are you going to replace him with? Who are you going to go get? Who's out there? And I'm sorry, I'm not up on free agent coaching. Go get Adrian. The only one I know is Adrian Griffin, right? He's available. I know that for sure. The thing, and I know who's looking for a head coach now too?
Huh?
What NBA team's looking for a head coach? I've seen it in the news a lot. They keep cycling like this assistant guy.
Don't the Hornets need one?
Is that probably? Oh, yeah, because Steve Clifford went to the front office. I think exactly the Hornets. Exactly. And some of the names that I hear, they're not a lot of names that have recognition for me. They're like assistant coaches that have paid their dues and they're ready to go and all that kind of stuff. There's people that are already getting hot about Joe Mazzulla after that game last night. So you could have the heir apparent. Now, granted, that, I guess, wasn't an heir apparent because Ime Udoka kind of forced the hand there for them to have to get rid of him. It's not that easy, though. It's not that easy just to go out and find the next guy. NBA coaches, it's a finicky business. You're not going to get a pop. You're not going to find your next Steve Kerr. Who are you going to replace JB with? Seriously, and that's if they get to that point. My thing right now, it's not even my meter. It's just, I think the meter of what is truthful, I think it's leaning towards you move. I think it's leaning towards you make a move. I hope that changes. You have an opportunity for that to change tonight. Close it on out, Cavs. Let's get on to it. Ryan, let's get to it. Around the NBA, please.
All right, Matt. Well, wow, an historic upset last night for the Miami Heat. They win 111-101 to tie the series one apiece. Miami Heat, a playoff record, 23 franchise playoff record, 23 three-pointers. Tyler Hero leads the way, 24, 14 assists, 5 boards. He shoots 7 threes. Bam Adebayo, 21 points as well. Jason Tatum, not the best game for him, as now the series flips to Miami.
So the thing about that game was Boston maybe took Miami a little easy. I don't know. Do you believe that Miami's not going to be able to splash 23 threes in a game again? That was their best shot. But now you go back to Miami. The thing about Boston, and by the way, you talk about historic. This was brought up to me on ESPN last night. That a 14-point dog to then win by 10, basically a 24-point swing, that has not been done in 20 or 30 years. Now, the Cavs got upset massively by a Celtics team in like 2017 or whatever, but they didn't win by 10. The fact that Miami not only won that game, Ryan, they had control of that game for most of it. What I look at is Boston. And I will tell you, this isn't me just being some hater. Is Jason Tatum really it? And I know he's paid like an elite player. He puts up stats like an elite player. When I watch a game like that, when he doesn't have that, I'm going to take this damn game over, and I'm going to will my team to a victory, I start to question that a little bit. And maybe it was Boston playing with their food a little bit. When you don't have Derek White and Kristaps Porzingis showing up, you got Jack nothing. I know Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are going to put up their points. The other thing that I look at, they got rid of Marcus Smart this offseason, and they brought in Porzingis. They feel like that was the move that they really needed to move. I think that was a mentality hit for the Celtics. So they look a little fragile. For the first time all year, do you look at the Boston Celtics any differently? When they ran through the East and it wasn't even a question about how dominant they were, now you get here and you start poking holes. So I don't want to jump to that conclusion. Like, oh man, the Celtics are fried. They suck. They owned the entire season. I'll give you two sides to the coin. One side, yeah, I'd be concerned. Be like, dude, that's not a good look there for Boston. The other side, you're like, all right, Miami hit a record 23 threes. Like, that was their night. That was their game. So be it. But you go down to Miami. Let me ask you this. If you had to place a bet, is that series going back to Boston 2-2 or 3-1? Either way, buddy. Either way.
I don't know. 2-2. 2-2.
3-1.
2-2.
I think Boston will get right. I think Boston will get right. Now, is Jimmy going to potentially come back? I don't think so, right?
No, I don't think
he's done.
God, could you imagine if he was here?
We got robbed a little. You know, Zion with the Pelicans, we'll talk about that game because that was just an absolute shit show. It just was a horrible basketball game. But, yeah, I feel a little robbed with Jimmy. The East has the intriguing matchups. The number one most intriguing one is very clearly for me the Mavericks and Clippers. Like, that's the best. But if you had a healthy Embiid, what could that series mean? If you had a healthy Jimmy Butler, what would that series mean? If you had a healthy Giannis, think about that, bro. The 3 out of the 4 series in the East are missing a star player. Relative. I know that Joel Embiid is out there. He's not the same Joel Embiid. He's huffing it up and down the court. He's not right. And you're missing Jimmy and you don't have Giannis. Robbed. And, you know, again, for the Celtics, talking about this path that they were on, man, and this just golden trail, the yellow brick road that has been opened up for them to get to the Eastern Conference Finals or the Finals. You feel any differently about that after last night?
I think you have to at least a little bit.
I don't know if I do. I think I'm still in on Boston. I think they'll still close it out. But obviously, again, a very pivotal Game 3 coming up for them. And again, I never thought we'd be in a world where the Cavs had a better series record than the Celtics did over the Heat. I just did not think we'd live there, but here we are. So I love it very much. Fun game to watch, though. I had dude, 15 was crazy. I thought that was just a crazy amount, let alone them winning. But, dude, I felt really good about that. So nice job on that one for last night.
All right, Matt. Well, OKC, they take a 2-0 lead against New Orleans. They blow out the Pelicans 124-92. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander leads the way for the Thunder, 33 points. Chet with 26. Pelicans leading scorer Jose Valanciunas with 19.
That is, they're just fried. They're just the Pelicans, and no offense to CJ McCollum or Brandon Ingram, they have nothing. They have nothing for that series. They tried to close. Here's what I view it now. I think the Thunder, as being a young team, took the Pelicans serious and respected them in game 1. That's why you were close in that one. They came out last night and said, yeah, we don't respect you anymore. We're just going to blow the doors off this one and not even make this a series. It's bad. It's really bad. What if the NBA, I don't know why, this just like launched in my head, where if you won 2 games by 20 points, you only have to win 3. Like, imagine that.
It's like an early payout.
Imagine incentive, right? An incentive where if you won the first 2 games by 20, that somehow enacts a clause that if you win the 3rd game, the series is over. It's almost like a goal differential in soccer. They would never, the aggregate
TV
in soccer,
contracts.
they would never do that. Yeah, they would never. I just thought about that because, like, yeah, the Thunder, you're motivated to kind of close this out. But do these 2 games in New Orleans not just feel like a nuisance to them? I will say, too, watching a lot of that game last night, I like what I see from OKC. I'm not ready to rubber stamp this to say they're going to be able to take it to the Nuggets. Like, you're beating up on a lowly basketball team. Yeah, you're doing what you're supposed to do, but I don't know if there's quite enough for me to take out what I'd like to about the Thunder. It's not a shot at Shai. He's really good. Holmgren was on fire. I know he was post-game making his case there for Shai to win MVP. I love that. That's great mindset. Good. Fantastic. I don't know if I can take too much away from them beating up on the Pelicans without Zion.
No,
dude, and every time they pan to Zion, he's just sitting there and he's just watching him go up and down the court. Like, it's got to be gutting for him. He's going to get out of there. He's got to get the hell out of there. They tried. I mean, I guess maybe you'd like to see what that team would be with him, but it's one of those things. When you got a star player, a young player like that, you got a couple of seasons to prove to them that this is the right place to be, and you could sign another contract here. If I'm Zion, I'm probably sitting back going, yeah, this ain't the place for me.
Man, Zion's had a weird career so
He's
far.
going to look great in a Lakers uniform.
Bruh.
He's going to look great in a Lakers uniform. Trust me. Mark
Without
that
Bron?
down. Without Bron. No, he'll be long gone. He'll be long gone. Not next year. Could you imagine Zion with AD, though? Wouldn't that be a little fun matchup out there in LA?
Yeah.
Mark that down. Put that down for old takes exposed.
All right.
Or what's the opposite of old take or cold takes? It's hot takes exposed, right?
Yeah, or something like that.
In like 2 years, when we're still doing this show, Ryan, I want you to remember. You heard
Zion
it
in
first.
a Lakers
Zion to the
uniform.
Lakers. There's some magnet. I feel like it's pulling there. I don't know what it is. All right, let's catch a break. When we come back, morning update to run through a lot more going around the sports world. We'll also get into the grid. We'll get more into the draft, our simulator. I want to see. Can we get off Mason Smith, maybe? We've done the simulator every day this week. Every third-round pick, we've come back to Mason Smith.
Yeah, we'll force ourselves.
We'll force ourselves to take somebody else, maybe accept a trade or not. Getting ready to go. You got guards. You got Cavs. You got the draft tonight. What more could you want? Oh, wait. More from us right here on Big Play. Are they doing the Big Play Cincy show tonight?
I believe so.
All right before the draft, right? They'll go on like 7, right?
Yeah. Well, usually
They
do
usually
8, so
do
maybe
8. Maybe they'll do
7.
right there. All right. So, folks, our content here all week getting ready for the draft. You don't want to hear from Anford Dixon? I know I do getting ready for the draft. Blake and Greg Williams, Drennan last night. I'm sure he was all fired up for the draft. Chico, us 9 to 11, Josh Maria Cribbs, Bobby Carpenter, Anthony Schlegel, Josh Perry, our new Cincinnati shows, folks. It's everywhere with Big Play. So certainly you can follow the individual shows. We're at Matt Fontana Show, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all of it. But you can just follow Big Play, and you'll see all the shows that we have going on. Big Play, Big Bets tomorrow. Got it all locked for you right here on Big Play. And our merch. I got a nice little merch drop. Thank you very much, Cody. Stand up, show the people my nice Cleveland basketball.
There you go. I have that in the crew neck.
There's a crew neck? I don't know if I like crew neck.
I was going to say I offered you it and you passed on it.
So here's the thing. Can I be honest talking about our merch? And by the way, you want to get any of our shirts, go to bigplay.com. Go a size up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go a size up. These are XL, and I'm a little tweener between large and extra large. These are XL, and they fit. This fits really good. I like this fit. It's an awesome fabric. We got the Cleveland Brothers shirt. Who are the brothers that play for the Guardians? Cleveland baseball team. Got it all for you. He did not send me, though, the CLE in the wine and gold with the black shirt. You know that one that we have?
Yeah.
I want that one. Cody, I don't know if you're watching. I'll text you. I just costing Big Play money left and right. He sent me a really nice care package yesterday. So, folks, you want to check it out? Does anybody want my old shirt? My old large? You don't want those?
No, thanks.
No, I will get them to some people in my family. But still, check it out, bigplay.com. It's all of our merch, too. All the shows. It's all right there. Check it out when you can. All right, let's catch a break. Ryan's got the morning update. All stories got to know on a busy sports day. Kicking it off right here. Stay with us.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just, that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. You saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
How does an Ohioan build the perfect parlay?
Who's got something? Big guys looking for long odds. The kids in Columbus are covering better than anyone. And at even odds. If it's even, I'm leaving. Listen, our championship DVD starts today. All right? Dude, I just got an invite to a Cincy playoff watch party. Shut up. Cincy, State, Cleveland, the perfect parlay. I'm a genius.
For the best odds on Ohio sports, bet with your cojones.
It is Spanish, dummy.
Bet with Typical Sportsbook.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
Jump on to it. A lot going on. Ryan's got the stories. We call it the morning update. Get ready to go for the draft. Cavs, guards. Stories aplenty. Ryan always throw some fun stuff in there. Let's see what you got. Ryan, take it away.
All right. Well, the Guardians did lose last night. They snapped. Boston snaps their 5-game win streak. Cookie Carrasco gets shelled. They lose 8-0. However, they still have a chance to win the series tonight.
The series.
Tristan McKenzie on the mound for the Guardians. Let's get a series win.
You're back. What's the weather for today? Bro, it's supposed to be 80 this weekend. Only in Cleveland could you go somewhere where in a 3-day span, you're going to go from freezing temperatures to 80. It's only supposed to be 48 today. Oh, my God. You ever play baseball growing up in Northeast Ohio? You know, these are games that you would have to play. It's 45 degrees. Yeah, the sun is out, but it's still... You hope you're in the lineup. So, well, actually... There were some days you hope you weren't in the lineup because at least in the dugout you could put on a bunch of clothes and run the foul poles just to warm up. You're standing out there in the outfield freezing your ass off. Terrible. That being said, yeah, win the series. Even if you don't, this team, you built a nice cushion. You can't win the division in April. You can certainly lose it, and I like where they're at. But, oh man, I love this baseball team. I love this bullpen. And I love that they're hitting. The starting pitching, which I know is taking a hit, and I'm not even talking Bybee and Logan Allen. I don't mean to put this out, Ryan. I can't help it. I'm just waiting for the next big injury. You know what I mean? Like, we got bad news on Gavin Williams. He shut back down after feeling discomfort in his elbow. He got a pain injection. He's down for at least a week. Before then, he starts to ramp back up. You will not see Gavin Williams for the Guardians for another month. He will not be up here for at least another month, probably. It feels like just Band-Aids. It just feels like you're trying to piece it together. That being said, you mix in an amazing start from Ben Lively. You got to lean on Xavier Curry. But it's guys like McKenzie, who, again, is probably maybe one of the reasons that I just have this innate fear about what's going on. You know, Logan Allen, these guys got to step up. But it's like, you know, Carrasco... He's going to have that start every so often. That's why he's your fifth guy. I want to be someone in this team, and I still am. And I'm gonna watch at 1 o'clock today. I love the 1 o'clock starts. It's always fun. The businessman special. You get out of lunch, you just head over. I love it. It's going to be great. But I still just have this ticking fear a little bit about the guards. With the starting pitching being specific, but it is what it is.
Well, it has been quite the year for injuries in Cleveland, Matt, but luckily our Cavaliers seem to be healthy.
Coming back?
They take on Orlando in Game 3 tonight in Orlando as they look to take a commanding 3-0 lead.
It's it. This is for all of it. We know you go up 3-0. You don't feel like Orlando's got enough to come back on you. I want to see that killer mentality from the Cavs tonight. I want to see them in Orlando, on the road, take care of their business. I'm expecting that offensive game tonight. I think it's going to, we're going to get to a different boost here on Typical. You can still do our boost, though. Or at least our parlay. I might do our parlay anyway. Do you feel like the Cavs are going to win tonight?
I
think
do.
the Cavs are going to win tonight?
I do.
Okay. All right. Good. I hope so. And that's coming back to, I want to see this out of this team. I want to see them show up. I'm excited. We'll see how it plays out.
All right, well, the day is finally upon us, Matt. The NFL draft is here. No, our Cleveland Browns will not have a pick today, most likely. There's always a chance with Andrew Berry.
No.
But nonetheless, I know me and you and millions of people will be enamored tonight as the draft kicks off.
It's going to be fun, and you got to still be interested to see where the Browns can pick up some things, like who's going to fall, what players going to Pittsburgh, who's going to Cincinnati. And I think as an NFL fan, how do you not love the draft? You're seeing the future, what should be the future stars of the NFL. And it's such a bummer. And I can say that now that it's almost over. Because think about this, Ryan. After tonight, you're back to having first-round picks.
Yes, sir.
For now. You miss out on it. I miss doing the mocks. I miss getting into guys that you know for a fact are going to be there and trying to pick through. It's one of the parts of this job that I love. So we'll get back to that after tonight. But it's still a production. We were talking earlier about the stories and the side and all that kind of stuff. It's still one of the biggest productions of the year for the NFL. The draft and the Super Bowl. Those are the two biggest things that the NFL does from a production standpoint. Also, I want to see what Detroit looks like. When it was here in Cleveland, what the setup looked like. What are the other shots going to be? I was talking to Q Myers last night. He's on ESPN. He's there in Detroit. And I asked him, I said, bro, what does the setup look like? And he goes, I don't know. They wouldn't let us in. He goes, we were trying to set up some gear, and it's I don't say it's under hush-hush because I've seen, but I really want to see what the setup is like. Call me weird. I like when they go, how they have the fans. They have the groups of fans out in there, and they're, here's the Eagles fans, and here's the Ravens fans. And I like the draft, man. I really do. And Saturday's always fun because then you just sit there on the couch, and you're just flipping through, and eventually the Browns pick kind of comes up. I love it. It's going to be fun. I always enjoy it. Even without a first-round pick, it's a lesser pick. It's a lesser excitement for me, I should say. But I'm still ready to go.
All right, Matt. Well, speaking of the draft, you want to have some fun? We like to have fun here on the show, don't we?
Yeah.
Let's talk some draft day props. What?
We had a consultant early in my career that I would sit down and talk to. And he said, you want to have organic fun, which Ryan, I think we have a lot of organic fun. And he said, if you got to tell the people that you're having fun, then you're probably not having. That was a big stick for him. When people start a show and they go, we're going to have fun today. Here we go. We're going to have an exciting show. He goes, when you got to tell the people that you're meaning to have fun, probably not. But that being said, I do feel like we have a good time here on the show.
Oh, we have a blast, no doubt about it.
All I want is to bullshit for 2 hours and get people through 2 hours of their day. The best compliment that you or me or anybody doing this job could ever get is, bro, you make my day go a little bit quicker. Or you make my drive home go a little bit quicker. That's it. Sit back. We're going to BS. We're going to have some fun. We'll talk some movies. Ryan's love for Lad McConkey. Cheese. I haven't even checked the brackets this morning. But that's what we do. So we're having a little bit of fun. But yes, I would love to have some fun with some props.
All right, well, let's have some fun. And let's maybe give some people some money here. All right, Matt.
Can we do these on Twitter? Or these other places?
These are just the books.
Oh, okay. They're consolidated here.
All righty here, Matt. First one. Total quarterbacks selected in the first round. It is set
5.5.
It is set at 4.5.
Okay.
4.5 is minus 400. That's the heavy favorite.
Under?
No, over.
Oh, over. Okay. So here's where you're at. There's 4 locks. You are betting there that somebody's going to love Michael Penix or Bo Nix and move it on up.
Correct.
Because it's going to go Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, and somebody's taking J.J. McCarthy at some point.
Well, Matt, do you think Bo Nix or Michael Penix will be in the first round?
No. And here's the reason why.
Oh, then you should go slam that.
I know. I slammed the under. I know. Right. Here's why. Who needs quarterbacks?
Broncos.
Commanders, gonna take one.
Broncos.
Bears, Commanders. I assume the Patriots,
and
right?
Vikings.
So then here comes your J.J. McCarthy thing. The Vikings and or the Broncos will take him, right? So then the Flip of that, let's just say the Vikings take it.
Okay.
So then the Broncos are sitting there going, who else would screw up us getting Bo Nix or Michael Penix? The Raiders are maybe the only other team that you would think of, right?
Yep.
And if you're going to sit there and say, it's just them and us, for Penix or Bo Nix, you're then rolling the dice that they'll just take the other one that maybe you still like that one. I guess what I'm saying is the odds are still pretty good that you will get that guy in the second round. Go take somebody else. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like there's only 2 quarterbacks and there's 5 teams competing after them to get them. You're probably looking at it, 2 guys left, and there's only maybe 2 teams that would take him. Those are odds that you play that you play that out. Now, could there be a sneak one like the Steelers who are all of a sudden hot and heavy to maybe take quarterback? Sure, but in the second round or late in the first? I don't think so. So what are the odds on the under?
The under for total quarterback
minus
selected,
400 was the over.
Under 4.5 is plus 300. You better go slam that.
Is it on Typico? I don't know if I saw those. Yes, I will find it and I will slam that. But you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you're playing,
no, absolutely.
And it wouldn't shock me, I guess, if Bo Nix or Michael Penix did. But if I'm playing that game, the only thing would be is if McCarthy did go to the Vikings.
Yeah.
Denver is they're in the pot. They're in the jackpot now. The Vikings, I think, are strong enough where if they didn't take one, they're fine starting Sam Darnold. I don't know, but Denver, they have to take a quarterback. So I'd feel really good because obviously you'd have to place that bet before the draft starts. But I'd feel really good if it was the Broncos that went up and got J.J. McCarthy. Then I'd feel really good about the under hitting there.
What if, Matt? What if the Giants took J.J. McCarthy?
They're not. They can't. There's no way. And do you know what he said on Rich Eisen's show yesterday? You know the team that he spent the most amount of time with? The New York Giants.
That's what I'm saying.
How do you take him and then stare Danny Dimes in the face with $40 million? And you could say, oh, well, we're just going to sit J.J. McCarthy in the future. I think you got to go get a receiver. They better take Malik Neighbors. They better do it. And maybe you try to return Danny Dimes. Here's the other thing, too. Is Dave... No, Dave...
Some people have Rome above Malik Neighbors.
Oh, I like Rome, too. New York Giants GM. Joe Schoen is there. Okay? You are going to have to start Danny Dimes. You have no choice. So you might as well take a receiver to help him out, because if you take J.J. McCarthy, bro, all you're doing is setting up another GM for the future. Like, you're going to be out of there. This is a little job perseverance for him and Brian Dable. I'm sure if you're Brian Dable, I'm sorry, buddy. You have hitched your wagon to Daniel Jones. There ain't no getting off this ride right now. You have no choice but to start him this year, so you might as well go get him a weapon or an offensive lineman or whatever you want to do. You can't take a quarterback. You can't, because all you're doing is setting up the future. Now, what happens is, what you could do is you play it out with Malik Neighbors. You know we all know Danny Dimes isn't it. Their best option. Here's the thing, too. Their only savior for their jobs is Danny Dimes plays well this year. He plays like ass, which we all expect he's going to. They're going to fire him anyway. Why get a quarterback for some future pick? They're taking a receiver. They're taking Malik Neighbors.
All right, well, speaking of Malik Neighbors and wide receivers, Matt, this one's a little interesting.
Okay.
What do you think the line is set for total wide receivers in the first round?
It's got to be... All right, Rome, Marvin Harrison, Malik Neighbors, Mitchell, Brian Thomas. I mean, I've seen some with Ladd. I've seen some with
Adonai Mitchell.
Xavier Worthy is the one I was... 8. I'm going to say 8.5.
It's 6.5.
Woo!
And how about this? The over 6.5 plus 235. Under 6.5 minus 310.
You got 4 locks, right? I'm not missing 4 locks right there.
Yes. I would imagine you have
3 to push the over. 5. I could listen to 5 too. So you're talking about 2 to push the over there? Yeah, I mean, it's like, okay, there's 2 schools of thought are this. There are so many good receivers, you don't have to take one in the first round. Let him slide on down. And then are there other the other thing that's coming out? Are there really other positions that are really standing out? Right? You've had a little resurgence on the cornerbacks in this one. You know, that's an interesting one. I like that. I would probably take the over just for the fun of it. Because the other thing too, if you are going to go place these bets, if I'm taking under on the quarterbacks, you better take over on the receivers, right? Somebody's got to go. Somebody's got to go in the first round. So if I'm sitting there taking the under, I'm going to take the over on the receivers. I will do that.
All right, Matt, last one here. Total number of draft day trades. It's set at 6.5.
Just
over,
for tonight?
No, I believe the whole draft.
Oh, well, over. Well, it's got to be tonight. Dude, they trade 4th and 5th round picks like it's candy.
It just says total number of draft day trades.
I'm assuming tonight.
Then I guess it's got to be
It's got to be tonight.
Okay, 6.5.
Over. The trend is up. The trend is up. And it's moving a couple of slots back here.
That's
You'll
plus
see.
130. You're loving a lot of these odds.
All right. I like it. You know, the other thing that I'm a huge fan of, and maybe we'll do this a little bit later in the show, the position number. Like over under 4.5 for Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
Basically, you're betting if he's going to go 4th overall or not. I've made some good money over last year because that was when it was finally legal. I made some good cash. Wait, no, I don't think we bet on it last year. I don't think you could do the props because it wasn't legal in Ohio yet. Anyway, I digress. Those are some of the really fun ones to do. Is over under positions of when you think a guy is going to get drafted. Those are always, there's some good money to be made there too. So it's a lot of fun. All right, speaking of a lot of fun and future draft picks, let's get to it. The Immaculate Grid.
All right, let's do it.
Here we are. All right, Patriots, Cardinals, Chargers, 5,000 career receiving yards. Okay, all right. Clock is up. Oh, from yesterday too, by the way. Hang on, do you want to get it to 24 hours, actually? We need 30 seconds to get to exactly 24 hours.
Whatever floats your boat, buddy.
Sorry, there you go. Here we are. Let's get it started. Ryan, please.
All right. I want to do a little Randy Moss.
Wait.
I don't think he played for the Cardinals or Chargers.
No, he did not. Okay, good. Randy Moss, who in my opinion is I like Jerry Rice. Randy Moss is the GOAT.
All right, Titans, we could do, well, you know, I'm just going to fill this out now. Titans, Cardinals, D-Hop.
Yeah. That's an easy one there. That's a good pull to not put DeAndre Hopkins over there. That's a good one right there.
A.J. Brown's guy. He might be really close. No. He's the average. Well, let's just think, because I think he has it, but let's just think. Titans receivers. So, like, I go back to, like, Kevin Dyson, like, a way back in the past. Who were some of those receivers with, like, Steve McNair? I can't even think of many. I know. A.J. Brown has to have 5,000. He's been in the league for 5+ years. He's
okay. All right, go with it.
He has.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't think we can come up with a better answer, so it's got to be. All right. We're off to a good start. I don't think Cooper Kupp's got it yet. Right? Oh, yeah, okay. All right. Okay, buddy. All right, just making sure. All right, here we go. All right. Oh, my God. Who's Patriots? Cardinals. Again. Chandler Jones.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Didn't we have that one the other day?
I think there was.
I think we did, yeah. I think we did. All right.
Did Danny Woodhead play for the Patriots?
Yes, he did. Damn straight he did. Now we're rolling, buddy. Let's go. Good pull. Good pull on Danny Woodhead, man. Let's go. Yes. All right, there's something sniffing here, Chargers, Titans, too. Something sniffing. All right, we're kind of in this point right now. Let's just focus in on quarterbacks. Let's run through some of them here.
Tyrod Taylor never played for Rams or Titans, did he?
Ooh, did he not play for the Rams? Oh, wait a minute.
I don't know.
Wait a minute now. Hold the boat there. Hold the boat. I'm Googling. I think he did. No, he did not. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I was manifesting it when it really didn't happen. Josh McCown not here. Fitzpatrick, all our regulars, quarterbacks. Yeah, can't really think of anything there.
Let's go to Rams.
All right, let's go to Rams. Rams Chargers. Oh man. Because it's like I keep thinking of guys that flip from the Jets to the Giants. Like there's got to be one that just flipped from LA to LA. Oh, man. tough one. Legacy type guys like Darren Sproles, no. Certainly not LaDainian Tomlinson, no. I don't know why I think Eric Dickerson. I don't know why. It's coming to me that Eric Dickerson for some reason. I know obviously he played for the Rams. Did he not also play for the Chargers? He did not. He did not. The Raiders. Probably what I'm thinking of on that. No. All right. We just got to think it. Yeah. Rams running backs. Kenyon Drake, I know played for the Cardinals.
I know he played for the Cardinals.
I know he played for the Cardinals. Don't know if he ever spent any time with the Rams.
Colt McCoy never played for the Rams, did he?
No. No, I don't. No. Obviously, I played in Arizona.
Patrick Peterson never played for the Rams, did he?
Did he? I don't think so. That's a good pull, though. That's a good pull. Patrick Peterson. No, Cardinals, Vikings, Steelers.
It seems that Andy Isabella go to.
Yeah, but did he actually play? Has he actually played a game? I feel like he. I actually didn't he go to the Chargers? I don't know. I don't know. Antonio Gates.
Carson Palmer never played for the
Carson Palmer never played for the Rams. No. All right, any linemen? Remember how we missed Andrew Whitworth on this thing?
Yeah. I mean, Hunter Henry's been around the block, but
I don't think he's played at either one of those spots. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm thinking Austin Hooper. Hooper!
And Jonnu Smith didn't.
No, because he played for the Titans, but I don't think he ever played for the Chargers. Remember that Donald Parham guy? I know he played for the Rams. Or I'm sorry, not the Rams, the Chargers. But I think he's only ever been there. Yeah. As far as the NFL goes, yeah.
What about kickers? Matt Gay?
I think he's been there for a while. Talking about L.A. I don't think he's ever gone anywhere else. Damn, man, we were on such a good run. Lineman Shane Olivier, you remember him? Ohio State guy, he played for the Chargers.
I mean, Josh Johnson working with?
I don't know. I wouldn't even know where to put him. Buddy. Damn, man. We were on a good Matt Wilhelm talking about Ohio State guys. I know he played for the Chargers. Dude. You know one that's really going to get me is the Rams Chargers because I know there's somebody that is flipped. I know there's somebody that's just stayed there in LA and gone back and forth. Son of a gun. I think I'm tapped out, bro. I think that's it for us. Damn. Damn, we were off to such a good start.
Chat.
Oh, yeah, check the chat. Our guy Charles, he in there? Got anybody? Nothing?
I said Rivers.
Phillip Rivers.
I don't think he played for the Titans Rams.
No, I thought he just went back to the Colts. Right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chargers Colts. That's it for him. Yeah,
He said, no, I'm tripping. Never mind.
Yeah, no, it's all good, man.
Oh, and Charles says nothing today. Damn, we might be fried.
Yeah, we might be fried, buddy. All right, give it up. See what we got.
All right.
Let's see.
All right, what do you want to see first?
Rams Chargers. I know there's somebody slapping me in the face. I know there is.
Eric Weddle.
That might be
I
it.
thought of him, too, and I didn't think he did. Damn it.
Yep.
Gerald Everett.
Nah, yeah.
That's a tight. Sony Michel. I mean, that was kind of a tough one.
I didn't know Sony Michel played for the Chargers.
I didn't either.
Chargers Titans. Nothing too crazy.
Nothing like.
All right.
Nobody that we're like gonna.
All right, and then Cardinals, Cardinals Chargers, or Cardinals Rams, bottom left. That was it.
Kurt Warner. Duh. We could have got Sam.
That
Bradford.
was
Sam Bradford.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Wait, didn't you say Pharaoh Cooper?
No.
Oh, Donald Farr.
Pharaoh Cooper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Tough one.
Kind of a tough day. Kind of a tough day on that. But there's the grid for you on a draft day getting ready to go. We got to remember draft picks. I think that's going to be another key for us is when we start looking back on some of the draft picks that some of these teams have had and moving it on out. So there is the grid for the day. All right, we got to get to our we'll do our mock draft simulator a little bit later because we're going to do into the second round. We're going to do it now? Got it up? All right, go ahead. Yeah, fine. All right. Oh, the boost.
Yeah, what'd you think I was talking
I thought you said we were doing the mock draft simulator.
No.
Oh, even better. Cavs, baby, let's go.
I even added more fire.
Let's go. Even more fire. Need the fire. It's 41 freaking degrees outside out there. Ryan, this is from the brainchild of Reflog, is it not? All right, is Reflog's boost. We're going to tail it here. Go get it, buddy.
All right, over 12.5 Jared Allen rebounds. Darius Garland, 6+ assists. And he liked ours as well. Donovan Mitchell, 25+ points. That's boosted up to plus 517.
517. Go to Tipico right now, folks. Open the app up. I'm already in it. Basketball, NBA, Cavs Magic, boosts. A lot of boosts for tonight. Here we go.
Ohio trending.
There it is. Yep, I got it right there. Got it right there. 10 spot. I'm in. Ryan, I am just now $10 away from a cashback parlay right there when it comes to Tipico. $10 wins me almost $60. I like it very much. Get signed up with Tipico. Use that code Fontana100 in our 3-leg parlay. Flipping for the Cavs tonight, which I like very much. All right, catch our final break in the morning. We'll jump into timeout when we return, do our mock draft simulator for tonight. We'll remind you our Cavs boost, and we're ready to go for the Cavs, Guardians, all of it right here. Stay with us on Big Play.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just, that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. You saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
How does an Ohioan build the perfect parlay?
Who's got something? Big guys looking for long odds. The kids in Columbus are covering better than anyone. And at even odds. If it's even, I'm leaving. Listen, our championship DVD starts today. All right? Dude, I just got an invite to a Cincy playoff watch party. Shut up. Cincy, State, Cleveland, the perfect parlay. I'm a genius.
For the best odds on Ohio sports, bet with your cojones.
It is Spanish, dummy.
Bet with Typical Sportsbook.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
Sorry, sending text. You're ready for the Cavs tonight. People want my play. I said the over.
Are you the mastermind? They want to tail you?
We kind of go like in a group text of like, hey, what are we doing here? What do you think? And yeah, there's really no mind or rhyme or reason. I'm not gonna. I'm on a little bit of a heater though, so I shouldn't have said that. When you're hot, you're hot. I don't know what to tell you. We're hot right here on this show. Welcome back, Fontana Show, Twitter, Instagram. I give you the same picks. Have I not been pretty good on some of these NBA games?
The NBA has been very good.
Been very good. I hit the over on the Guardians.
Except the Suns. That's your weak spot.
I know, but I've learned. I have seen the error of my ways, young Ryan. We'll get to our picks. Don't let me forget that. With so much to get to. Welcome back. Fontana Show, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We're up on Twitch at Matt Fontana Show. So here's what we got to do. I'm telling you all this so you don't let me forget. We're going to do Time Hop. I've got to talk about Deshaun Watson's post about the Middle East because there was an article, very interesting one, on Awful Announcing about what maybe is afoot there. We'll talk that. We got to get our plays for tonight, and we got to get to the bracket. So don't let me forget all of that, but let's dive into it. It's a little bit of Time Hop. Here on the 25th of April, we head back just 1 year ago today. The final Flash trailer released. Boy, did I get excited for a movie that was just not good.
Still haven't seen it.
Not good. Don't see it. It's not worth it. Time well spent doing something else. This day, 2022, a report that the Panthers would not be trading for Baker Mayfield before the draft if they end up trading for him at all. And of course, he would he not go to LA first?
No, he went to the Panthers, got released, then went to LA.
Did he?
Yeah.
Is that how it went?
Yes.
You're right. You're exactly right. That is right. So eventually they did trade for him, but it just would not be before the draft. And you're right. That's right. Because we faced him in the opening game. Gosh darn it, I forgot that. You're 100% correct. And then he went to LA.
Cade York was our next Phil Dawson.
And then he went to to LA, and he had that miraculous comeback when they were like 99.9% chance to lose, and he got him back down there. Hey, man, good for Baker. He revived his career down there in Tampa. I really
will say, I
wish
did mention earlier, I was watching the 2018 Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Oh, it was cool to have Baker at one point, man.
Yeah.
He was contagious.
Well, and the fact that he didn't put up with Hugh's bull crap, like that was one of my favorite things. Like he just saw.
It's one of the funnest things to go back in revisionist history, of course. And there was one scene like Hugh Jackson was talking to Baker. And he was just talking about morning workout.
He's like, "What time does Tyrod get here?" Right?
Yeah. And Baker was just like,
"Yeah."
He was being weird.
That's the one thing about Kevin Stefanski, man. Yeah, the X's and O's are important. Those players respect him. They believe what he's saying. That is an important element that I frankly think Hugh never had here. I mean, it's easier, again, for me to say that now, but the way Hugh came off, the arrogance, the I run this ship, the Corey Coleman stuff, I mean, wait, if you watched Hard Knocks when it was live, right? You know the Corey Coleman scene.
I haven't watched him forever. I like forget.
Well, when you get to it, it's a lot of fun. He comes in, asked to be traded. Goes, "What's up, sports fan?" That's how a player on his team. He didn't say, "Hi, Corey. What's up, man?" He walked in and goes, "What's up, sports fan?" Like, how cringe and awkward is that?
Sports fan.
That's what he said. You'll get to the episode. I think it's like probably episode 4, episode 5, something like that. Watch it. Tell me next week when you do watch it. It's cringe as hell. This day, 2021, a report that the 49ers have shifted their focus to either Trey Lance or Mac Jones. Now, it actually probably worked out that they took Trey Lance, because do you think they'd get the return on Mac Jones? Now, they got no return for Trey Lance. But would things have been any different?
Well, it also makes you think, though, I'm not saying he would have succeeded, but he certainly would have had a better fare in San Fran than
Well, what if they just took Justin Fields? So, again, the 2021 draft, which was in Cleveland, Trevor Lawrence went 1, then Zach Wilson went 2. So that was really the report that the Jets were going to take Zach Wilson. 49ers shift their focus to either Trey Lance or Mac Jones. Why didn't they just take Justin Fields? Maybe that could have worked out better. There was not another quarterback in that first round in 2021. It went Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Mac Jones. Was Jalen Hurts not in that draft? Kyle Trask, Kellen Mond, Davis Mills. Ugh. Not a good quarterback draft, we'll say that. This day, 2019, the NFL draft, Kyler Murray goes first overall. Of course, the Browns did not have a pick in 2019 because they gave it to the Giants for Odell Beckham Jr. Other picks in 2019, Second overall, Nick Bosa, good player. Quinnen Williams went 3. Devin White went 5. Josh Allen, the linebacker, went 7. Devin Bush, Browns linebacker, was in that first round there. Brian Burns, a first rounder. The 17th pick that the Giants got from the Browns, they used on Dexter Lawrence. He's a pretty good player. I guess it kind of worked out. Josh Jacobs, Montez Sweat, Debo was a second-round pick in that draft. A.J. Brown, aforementioned on the show, was a second-round pick in that draft. DK Metcalf, 64. What a steal. What a steal. Can you believe he, went one pick before DK Metcalf? Juan Thornhill. Little trivia there for you on the draft this day 2019. This day 2018, Cavs Pacers game 5. Cavs get a 98-95 win. LeBron had the game winner with 44-10. Cavs took a 3-2 lead over the Pacers. Did that series not go to 7?
I think
it did. 2018. Also this day 2018, a report that the Browns were going to stay at number 1, but they had a lot of conversations about the 4th overall pick. That was a fun time. Baker, Darnold. Nobody was really talking Josh Allen. And everybody thought, at least I did, you take Saquon 1, and then you take the other quarterback at 4, or whichever quarterback might be left. Hey, man, you got Nick Chubb, Denzel Ward out of it. Baker was really good here. Take it for what it is.
I think they made the right moves.
I think they did, too. One of the worst drafts in NFL history. This day, 2013.
Not one of them.
Eric Fisher.
The worst.
Eric Fisher.
Wait, let me see if I can do it.
Yep.
Eric Fisher.
Correct.
Luke Jekyll.
Correct.
See, I'm not going to get these in order, but I can get you the D. Milner.
No, D. Milner was 9.
Deion Jordan.
Deion Jordan was 3. I wanted Deion Jordan so bad.
And
he had problems off the field, never really turned anything.
Ansah
was 5. Ziggy Ansah, you're right. You're missing 4. This guy is a really good player. He's still playing.
Lane Johnson.
Lane Johnson is right. Look at Ryan.
6. Barkevious Mingo.
Correct.
Who picked 7?
Arizona. I don't know if you'll ever get that.
What position?
Offensive guard. And actually eventually made his way to the Cleveland Browns.
No idea.
Jonathan Cooper. Remember him?
And then Tavon Austin. D. Milner. Chance Warmack, DJ Fluker. 10 and 11. So in the top 11, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 offensive linemen. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 offensive linemen. In the top 11 picks, only 2 of them made a Pro Bowl. One of them was Eric Fisher. The other one is a perennial Pro Bowler in Lane Johnson. What some crap-ass How about that? A MAC player going number 1.
Yeah. Central Michigan, man. Sheldon Richardson. I'm trying to see who the best player in this draft probably was.
I think that was Kelsey's draft.
Kelsey, Zach Ertz, DeAndre Hopkins.
Was Xavier Rhodes in that draft, I think?
Yep. Le'Veon Bell was a second rounder. And then in the 3rd round, 63rd overall, Travis Kelce. The one thing about that draft that always got me, the Honey Badger went 69. The Browns had picked 68 and took Leon McFadden, 1 pick before Tyrann Mathieu.
Who?
Yeah. This bad. I guess, you know what? Again, 3rd round, Kelce, Tyrann Mathieu, Taron Armstead, and Keenan Allen all win in the 3rd round. You had more talent in the 3rd round than you did in the 1st round in this draft. Bakhtiari was in this draft. Is he retired yet, by the way?
No, I think
Juszczyk was in this draft. Huh. Hey! Dustin Hopkins was in this draft.
Nice.
Buffalo. He's one that might be a little sneaky. Works for the Bills, Washington, Chargers, and us. Remember Dustin Hopkins for that moving forward. We move on. Also, this day, 2009, NFL draft, Matt Stafford goes 1. The story out of this draft for the Browns, they traded the pick to the Jets for them to take butt fumble man Mark Sanchez. Stafford goes 1. Aaron Curry went 4. Browns had 5. They give it up for Mark Sanchez.
Did Mark Sanchez go to USC?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. The Browns trade back and actually make a really good pick. They traded back twice. They get to 21, and they take Alex Mack. He was really good. Percy Harvin in that draft, Malcolm Jenkins, Brian Orakpo, Brian Cushing, all in that draft. James Laurinaitis was a 2nd-round pick. You go all the way back. Browns took Mohamed Massaquoi in the 2nd round. You know, he took Mohamed Masquad 2 picks before Shady McCoy.
Nice.
Could have had LaShawn McCoy. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. This day 2009. All right, another draft, 1993. Drew Bledsoe goes number 1. Browns traded back from 11 to 14 to take Steve Everett. How about the Hall of Famers in the 93 draft? Willie Rofe, Michael Strahan, Jerome Bettis, Will Shields, and John Lynch, all out of that draft in 1993. This
49ers, John Lynch?
Yeah, like the safety.
Who's now their...
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He was an all-pro Hall of Fame safety before he ever became a general manager. He's one of my favorite players growing up.
Did not know that.
Buccaneers. Broncos and Buccaneers where he spent most of his time, but yeah. Oh, dude, John Lynch was... I'm not saying he was Ed Reed. Ed Reed's the greatest. Ronnie Lott is good, and Dick Knight, Train Lane, all that kind of... Ed Reed's the greatest safety to ever play the game. John Lynch was like... He lit people
So he's in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, as a player.
I didn't know.
Oh, yeah. Really good. Really good player. This here. Let me use some career accolades here for John Lynch. Man, we got a lot. Remember I said we had a lot of stuff to do here? John Lynch as a player, 2-time first-team All-Pro, 9-time Pro Bowler, and Pro Football Hall of Famer, 1-time Super Bowl champion. So I think maybe a little fringe on making it with only 2 first-team All-Pros, but I like John Lynch a lot as the player. This day 74, the NFL adopted a 15-minute sudden death overtime, and they finally moved the goalpost behind the end zone. You remember those old-timey clips? The guys get destroyed when they run into the goalpost? Whoever came up with that idea, good call.
Yeah, man.
Good call. Can you believe they took until 1974 for them to put the goalpost behind the end zone? What a time. This day, 1968, the Phoenix basketball team got their name as the Suns from the newspaper contest. You see where they're trying to name the Utah team?
What Utah?
The hockey team. You know how the Coyotes are moving to Utah?
Okay.
And they can't be the Coyotes. The Coyotes are staying in Arizona, so they have to come up with a brand new team. And they're doing like the Yetis, the Blizzard, like all these weird ones that they're trying to decide. Best of luck up there. This day, 1947, President Harry Truman inaugurated the White House bowling alley. That's some high class when you tell people you got a bowling alley in your basement. It's one of those things like a pool table. You'd put it in because you would tell all your friends that you do it. You never actually use it.
I know people that have, well, I don't really know them that well, but have elevators in their houses.
Must be nice. This day, 1940. This is a very important one, Ryan. This is a very, 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 very special happy birthday. On his 84th birthday, he doesn't look at age over 40. Mr. Bob Kane and Bill Finger introduced a little character known as the Joker. Made his debut in DC Comics this day, 1940. Who's your GOAT Joker? Say Heath Ledger. That's fine.
Heath Ledger.
Okay,
I'm close.
That's fine. That's fine. Nicholson. I just saw Batman in concert, man. It was so good. Cesar Romero.
I am interested to see more of
Barry Keoghan. Yeah. Not to get completely nerded out on you for a second, they're ripping that from the new 52 look of the Joker, which is just so good. He's got scars. Yeah. He pulls his hair out.
Worst Joker? I think we can agree on this.
Oh, Jared Leto.
Jared Leto. What was that?
Oh, I know what he was trying. He missed horribly, but... Harley Quinn was good. Margot Robbie was great as Harley Quinn.
God, I love Margot Robbie.
Jared Leto was just unmitigated disaster. All right, very happy birthday goes out to the Philly Fanatic, who made its debut in this day, 1978. Adam Silver, Darren Woodson, Joe Buck, Tim Duncan, Jordan Poyer, Ella Fitzgerald, Renee Zellweger, and the great Mr. Al Pacino celebrating a birthday today. Quick, Al Pacino movie. Think it's Godfather.
Heat.
Oh, that's a good pull. Really good pull. Really good pull. So there are your birthdays for today. All right, we got plenty more to get to. I just want to bring up this Watson thing because I found it really interesting this morning on Awful Announcing. So Andrew Buchholz wrote this, and did everybody see the tweet from Watson? I had to get a sense of him. He's a block man. I don't really care. But anyway, he sent a tweet that looked like he got hacked, but he actually didn't. He traveled to Saudi Arabia, and he sent a tweet out basically saying, it was eventually translated, that said, I had a nice time visiting Saudi Arabia and learned a lot about the original Saudi culture and society. I enjoyed watching some players, some people, singing with the fans, and a special thank to the Royal Highness. I tried to click on it to see and I couldn't. for his hospitality and generosity. God willing, we will see football in Saudi Arabia soon. May peace be with you. And then he tweeted at a couple of people and you move on. So this gets into this sports washing thing that people are talking about with Saudi Arabia. And what I'm talking about with sports washing, if you don't know, that sometimes countries, not just them, China has done it, Qatar has done it, where...
La China?
What did I say?
No, that was the meme. La China.
Oh, yeah.
Because LeBron.
The NBA's.
La China.
They can be very... Where they're trying to look past some very serious societal issues. Like Qatar, oh, we got the World Cup. Don't worry about anything else, right? And they got all this money, and they pay for this. Do you know that the Saudi Arabia, they pay Lionel Messi $2 million per Instagram post.
Bro, they'd be handing out bills.
They gave money to Cristiano Ronaldo.
Deshaun
They
Watson
created
got a bag
Live.
for sure.
Very clearly and obvious, maybe he did get some money for this.
Not maybe.
Probably. Do you have a problem with that? That bother you?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
I will tell you, it doesn't bother me for a second. Those are, first off, his decisions. Okay? That's fine. And he wants to align himself. That's fine. It's not going to mean anything. Does Deshaun Watson going over there, and there was another player that did it too, or a couple other players, I think. Does that actually change anything about the NFL going to Saudi Arabia? Probably not. And I know that, and Andrew brought this up in Awful Announcing, which was a really great piece to read about, the NBA ties to China. Remember when that really got exposed, right? There's these things that go on, and the NFL is going so international. They are. I don't think they're going to test those waters. And let's just call it for what it is. The NFL is probably the most patriotic of the sports. I'm not saying that the demographic for most sports is not males aged 18 to 40 or 18 to 50, right? Remember how everybody freaked out about them kneeling over the flag? And I know there were people, I'll never watch again. You came back. I think the NFL understands that might not be one that you test. Now they're everywhere else. They're going to be all over Europe. They're doing South America. I don't think they need to go there. So that is an interesting one of like, what I have done, I don't know. I'm not in Deshaun Watson's position, right? One of the things that I was told early in my career, just doing this, where there are endorsements, there are people we align ourselves with. One of the best pieces of advice was, don't ever align yourself with somebody that you're not willing to go to bat for. If you can't unequivocally say that you're with these people, and it's a two-way street, right? All the great businesses that I used to work with, Tipico, right? What happens if there's a giant scandal with Tipico? We look bad too, right? That is why it's a true partnership. We love Tipico. They love us. They're an amazing organization. They're amazing people. They're a good business. We are the same. So you got to, you want to line yourself over there with that? You want to go over there? That's fine. I don't think it changes anything. What does that do? What does that do? And especially when you fold in, for the vast majority of people, they look at Deshaun Watson and they go, oh, yeah, I know what he stands for. Or not stands for, but what do most people think of when they think of Deshaun Watson? I think they missed the mark there. He wants to get the bag. He wants to get his money. That's fine. Don't know if that's something I would do. But why do you have a little problem? I'm just curious. Just
it's why? Not even Deshaun personally or anything. I just
the whole situation.
When they go to get these bags and it's clearly just a money grab.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of my issue with Liv. Now, they're coming out with Liv saying, no, this guy's not related to this, or he's, post all this other stuff. It's kind of the issue that we're at. All right, we're hot. Picks for tonight. Let's go. Let's get with the Cavs and the Magic. Now, we have not made a money line nor spread bet yet. We had a boost that has nothing to do with it, but just as interest, let's go. Oh my God. I was on the wrong one, and it said the Knicks are 7-0, and I was like, Cavs haven't won 7 in a row. I was like, wait a minute. All right, let's go. Cavs, Magic. Cavs 4-2 against the spread their last 6 games, 4-1 straight up in their last 5. Cavs own the Magic, 5-2 against the spread their last 7 games against Orlando, and they are 8-2 straight up in their last 10 games overall. But the issue is on the road. Cavs are only 1-7 straight up in their last 8 games on the road. And even with the 200, the under would be the play. Under has hit 8 out of the last 11 games between the Cavs and the Magic when the game is in Orlando. Orlando, bad. 1-5 against the spread their last 6 games against the Cavs. And again, the under. 7 out of their last 7 games at home. 13 of the last 20 against the Cavs. And 8 out of the last 11 at home when they play the Cavs. You feel good about the Cavs getting a win. I'm going to take them as well. I hope they can get it done. I'll take them plus the points we're going to get them, but we'll just take them outright on the money line as well. All right, go over to the Knicks and Philly. Philly is favored in this game. I've seen it at 3.5. I've seen it at 4.5 as they are back at home. We'll start with the Knicks, though. Knicks are 7-0 straight up in their last 7. Against the 76ers, Knicks are 4-2 against the spread their last 6 games and 5-1 straight up in those 6. The over has hit 8 out of the last 9 games on the road for the Knicks, but the Knicks are only 4-11 straight up in their last 15 games on the road in Philly. New York, 6-2 against the spread their last 8 games as a dog. You flip it over for the 76ers, 11-2 against the spread their last 13 games, 9-2 straight up in their last 11, and they're on a 5-game home winning streak. I mentioned they've been owning New York at home, and the over has hit 4 out of the last 5 games for Philly as the favorite. Ryan, 3.5, Philly. I don't think they're going to get swept, so I think their best chance to win a game is here, and I will take Philly minus the 3.5.
I will pound that with you. Joel Embiid at home is going to shoot 50 free throws.
I don't know if I like the knee. Final one, a basically pick'em game here. 1-point spread. Denver out in LA to take on the Lakers. Nuggets coming in 5-2 against the spread their last 7 games. 6-1 straight up in their last 7. They're owning the Lakers. 10-game win streak, and they are 6-1 against the spread their last 7 games against the Lakers. On the road, Denver 9-3 straight up in their last 12, and they are 4-1 against the spread their last 5 games against the Lakers on the road. You flip it over for LA, 12-5 straight up in their last 17, which is good, but again, don't play it well at home against Denver. The under has hit 5 out of the last 6 games between the Lakers and the Nuggets. I got to go Nuggets here, man. I think the Lakers are cooked
against LeBron.
Okay, fair enough. So we'll differ. We'll both take the Cavs. We'll both take Philly. We'll differ. I'll take Denver. You will take LA. Let's see how that plays out. Final thing, Ryan, let's get to our bracket of the week.
All right, let's do it. I'm going to play the boost music.
No. Sorry. Yeah, let's do the mock draft simulator. Forgot about it. I said bracket, but let's do the draft
Yeah, we got to do this real quick.
All right, do it real
quick. Our last one.
No, we'll do it tomorrow.
Oh, well, I won't be here.
Oh, that's right. You won't be here. I'll do it with Bone tomorrow.
All right,
let it run. We'll do our mock draft simulators. We have done. Running on through. Here we go. Fast pace. Rip it on through. Ryan's just staring for Lad McConkey. There he goes.
No way, that's the Ravens. All
right, trade offer here. 54
and 243 for 75, 122, and a Chicago third next year.
Just decline it for it. I would probably actually take that deal, but let's just decline it for this. All right, wide receivers, buddy.
Michael Penix on the board.
Woo! I might trade out for that then. Hold it up.
Malachi Corley again.
All right, Malachi Corley there. Who else? Ricky Pearsall, I see.
Ricky Pearsall. Tackles, Patrick Paul.
Okay.
All right, defense. D tackles, Michael Hall, that's been there. Braden Fisk has been a pick. Mason Smith's still there. Do we want to go outside of Malachi Corley?
Yeah, do something else. Pick somebody else. Just for an interest. I'll leave this up to you. It's your final one of the week, so I'll let you make the pick here.
Oh, man, okay. I'm just looking for running back. I'm just looking.
Benson gone?
Yeah.
Blake Corum? Of course the Chargers and Harbaugh's coming out. They really like Blake Corum. I'm sure they do.
All right, well, let's just go D-tackle then.
All right.
Let's go.
Braden Fisk, Michael Hall.
Ohio State boy.
There you go. All right, pick 85 coming up for the Browns in our mock draft simulator. Declining. Yeah, I just want to make a pick.
Oh, see, Mason Smith's still there. That's
I know.
He's
coming back. Pick somebody else because we picked him every day.
Okay, well, I'm going to go like receiver, but if not, I definitely like Amagaji.
Okay.
Tackle, but wide receiver, Ricky Pearsall's still there. That's interesting.
Yeah, the age thing, they don't like that. Some don't.
All right, well, we're going D-tackle, no tackle.
Oh, my God. I don't know if I like that. Does it give you a grade or anything?
No, I don't think so.
All good. All right, there it is. Mock draft simulator. We'll do one more tomorrow as we get ready for the second round with the Browns. And then our bracket of the week, your favorite cheese. Ryan, what do we got?
All right, well,
provolone
and pepper jack advance. So those will go tonight. Our final four: cheddar, mozzarella, provolone, pepper jack. What is your vote?
That's tough, man. Oh, I got to tell you, I think maybe provolone. Like a nice thin slice of provolone, like on an Italian sub. Pepper jack is so good. I'll tell you the one that I would probably vote last on that. It might shock you here. Cheddar.
Really?
Probably. Selling cheddar a little short. Like when I think about a salad, I'd rather have mozzarella on it, like a shredded mozzarella.
But cheddar's so delicious.
I know. I think about like buffalo chicken dip. You know,
I think I'll be voting cheddar.
Cheddar is probably the more, and again, I know mozzarella is on pizza and things like that, but cheddar has got a lot of uses.
It does.
Pepper jack is very niche.
It is
What
very
else do
good,
you use
though.
pepper jack for?
I like it on sandwiches.
I like it on sandwiches too, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Provolone, you could use it for, I guess, pretty much the sandwiches too. Mozzarella's got probably the most.
I think it's going to be too mozzarella and cheddar.
It's like if you were drafting them, you would say that one of mozzarella's keys are, he's really
Versatile.
He can do a lot of different things. Pepper jack's very good, but he's niche at what he does.
Yeah.
Very niche at what he does. And, provolone's just the old standard there.
Yeah.
Cheddar's the long-standing favorite one there. That's if we were drafting them, but vote on that at Matt Fontana's show. Folks, enjoy the hell out of the day. You want to remind people to boost one more time? You got it?
Yeah, you
You
want
want to do it? Boost one more time. Let's go. Good karma tonight for the Cavs. Let's go. 3 legs here. Hot with Tipco tonight. Use that code Fontana100 when you get signed up. Ryan, run through the 3 legs, please. All player props for this.
All right, over 12.5, Jared Allen rebounds, 6+ assists for Darius Garland, and 25+ points for Donovan Mitchell. That's plus 517.
I like it because that's a lot of offense, which is what I think is going to happen tonight for the Cavs. Get it done. Use that code Fontana100 when you sign up at Tipco to get those bonus bets. Terms and conditions apply. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Today's going to be a great day. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to watch the Guardians get back on track. I'd like to sneak a nap in. Not going to do that. And get ready to go for the Cavs in the draft tonight. Enjoy the hell out of it, Ryan. Have a good weekend. Ryan's going to be on a little trip tomorrow, so we'll have Michael Bone with us
I'll be
tomorrow.
enemy territory.
That's all right. Just stay away. Just stay away from it.
What?
I know you don't like it anyway.
Oh, God.
But you
no.
stay
I'm
away.
not going anywhere near it.
You stay away from that Skyline chili, buddy. Don't do it.
Oh, I won't.
You won't make it back up 71. All right? Don't just stay away from it. Don't even do it. Talk about cheddar cheese. One thing that would actually improve Skyline chili would be cheddar cheese, but it ruins it. Really, it's the other way around. Skyline chili ruins cheddar cheese. That's how it goes. Enjoy the hell out of your weekend, buddy. We'll talk to you on Monday, but we'll be back tomorrow. Draft round 2 tomorrow, and the Cavs going to be up to Rio. I'm feeling it. For Ryan Tyler, I am Matt Fontana. As always, take it easy.